and this is our co-host Anaja, and it's our co-host slash producer Euros. How are we all doing today?
We are doing lovely. Zach
I can't.
Wheeler had 12 strikeouts today. Phil's won. Mets lost. America wins. Thank you.
Ty, how we doing?
I can't complain. Let me know if I sound good or not. Too loud or too quiet?
No, you sound good.
I think it's a happy medium.
I bet. Beautiful. We're
So,
good.
what did everyone do for the Fourth of July? Even though technically we don't really need to be celebrating that, but that's neither here or there. What did everyone do for the Fourth?
I didn't do anything for the fourth, but the third, me and Euros was at a watch party for Love Island. So
Yes.
How was that? How was the experience for that? Since
it
um,
was cool. It was cool. It was a lot of people there, a lot of people, and I would say like obviously it was more girls, but there was more guys there than I expected, and they did like a bingo thing.
mhm.
So it had. I wish I damn. Why didn't I keep it? I'm content. I gotta
Yeah, you
think.
left it
No
on the
vi-
table.
no
I seen it.
vision. No
No,
vision.
no vision.
But anyway, so of course, like they had like buzzwords or whatever. So one was like Amaya cries, so that was hilarious. Another one was like someone kisses outside their couple. So that was really cool.
Mhm.
But it was good, and they had it on a bunch of screens because where we went was pretty big. But yeah, it was
Mhm.
fun. So honestly, anybody that watches Love Island, especially with this upcoming week, go out to a bar, look up a bar because I'm sure a lot of bars are doing watch parties. Because I've been seeing it on TikTok. Go to a bar and watch Love Island. I'm telling you, it's to feel like we're finally our generation is finally coming out of COVID and we're learning how to go back outside. So we need to do that.
Ty, what did you think about the watch party and stuff like that?
That it was cool. It was insane. I did not think people were gonna be yelling at the capacity that they were. Right?
He came in at like the end and it was like it was like a game
Yeah.
was on.
It
It was
was an
hilarious.
uproar. Basically, they were. It was tough though. I enjoyed it. It was a good vibe. Uh, they had some good drinks. Hennessy shots for $15. Wasn't crazy about that, but I still got one. Um,
And
it's
they
a
all took
couple.
that shot of that tequila or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah, I had a vodka soda. I don't know what's. I think it was Sprite. But yeah, it
Sometimes they
was
do like
calm.
club soda, which is just like seltzer water, which is, I don't like that.
Yeah,
Ew.
I make sure
But
I tell them I don't want that bullshit.
yeah, it tastes like somebody like put spit and then they added carbonation. That's exactly what that
Yeah,
tastes like. It's so nasty.
yeah,
That's disgusting.
not a great John, I will say. But the outing, the watch party was a good John. Everybody was there to have fun, talk, mingle. You know what I mean, that's exactly what it was. No bullshit happened afterwards. That was beautiful. We loved that.
That's another good part too.
Sounds like my type of vibe.
At the end of that John, we was in the parking lot. That John damn near empty, but it's still people in that John. I'm doing 360s in that bitch. Telling you that shit was tough. I was a little too lit to be driving, but it's okay. I was safe. I was checking my ones and my twos, stopping at stop signs and red lights. So we all good.
That's all that matters, you know.
You know what I mean?
That's me just to my age. Cause next week, I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to pop on something nice. I'm trying to see something real quick. What's popping down? Where y'all
Yep,
be at?
7-Eleven will
Yeah.
be at another watch party. So y'all need to go out and do it too because yeah, get outside, touch some grass, make some friends.
Also, check out my TikTok when it happens because I think I'm gonna probably do like a nice little vlog with it as well. So
Check out Euro's TikTok too because we did make a TikTok.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that'll be down below. All right, on to business. I was gonna start with something else, but this is kind of important because not only for the country's sake, for our sake, because we're content creators. So I don't know how true it is or what the report is. TikTok hasn't came out and said anything, but there's a motion being put out there that TikTok is selling to an American buyer, and apparently it's supposed to be like a U.S. version. So like I don't think other countries and stuff like that are going to be able to use it. And the version of TikTok that we're on now is supposed to go dark by March of 2026. Now that being said, there's no guarantee that this is true or this could go through, but it's something to be alert about because this could very much be a way of like propaganda and like censoring people and things of that sort. So I would encourage everybody to keep an eye on that, especially for our big content creators, because then you have to really what's what I'm looking for. You're gonna have to switch up what you post and what you say because that could very much be an issue. I wanted to know y'all thoughts about it, if it does happen or if it is true.
I think it's a bunch of BS. Because at the end of the day, their main concern with TikTok is the possibility of them getting our data and using it against us. But this is the thing: how long has Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, who owns Facebook and Instagram and Meta as well, how long has he been selling our data? Like at this point, we're at a point where the product is not the product is us. Our data is what they're selling. That's what they're making money off of. So it has nothing to do with like none of that matters. It really doesn't. And like you shouldn't be on off of a what if. If that's the case, then you need. I'm sure on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Elon's probably selling our data too. They make millions and billions of dollars off of our data and what we use. So like when you use a free app, you're the product. So I just think it's stupid. And if they really do that, the app's not going to be a sale. I'll tell you that right now. Because whatever algorithm they're using, it's unique. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's going to be like Vine all over again. So that's my opinion on the piece.
Ty.
Yeah. Basically, what MJ said, they are selling our data. They're using everything that we give them as ammunition. The reason why they want the U.S. to have TikTok is because that'll make us number one again in a way. Because China having TikTok is kind of making them number one in that aspect of making money and having shit. So yeah, it's basically just a rat race of multi-million-dollar companies trying to win over a large sum of people. That's a really all what it comes down to. And I hate it, but we're here for it. Like you said, we content creators, so we gotta be here for it. We gotta know what's happening, how we gonna have to switch up or change up or do whatever we have to maintain.
Hmm. So, to all my other fellow content creators out there, if you're planning on blowing up on TikTok and then trying to use it to other different platforms, stuff like that, I would start getting on your grind right now because once this, if it does come into effect, I'm just gonna keep saying if because there's no guarantee it comes into effect. There's nothing concrete, but however, um, if that does happen, that's a guarantee we're gonna have to like work around and things of that sort. I hope it doesn't happen because like no one wants to just see American viewpoints and everything. That's like being around a bunch of yes men all the time. Like you don't want to always hear that you're right all the time. Like no,
Right.
bro. Like
And I'm sure that other countries are going to miss us on TikTok too. Because they even said that when TikTok was getting banned the first time. A lot of people were like, well, like, what are we going to do without the Americans? They keep us entertained too. Like you like to see from everybody. Like you see what's going on around the world. Because think about it, for a long time we really didn't know unless like the news, and even the news is propagandized as well. TikTok is really the only place where you can see the news raw in its reaction. That's the only place you can't see it anywhere. Oh well, no, Twitter up there too. Even though use Twitter with a grain of salt. Don't open
not
don't
not in
open
public.
Twitter in public. Do
Yeah,
not.
no.
Do not. Somebody gonna think you mad weird. Whatever it is.
like no, I swear, I'm not a weirdo. This is not a part of it. I swear. Oh my gosh, but
I'm saying.
no, it's definitely gonna be. I had a thought with that. I'm trying to think, but it's just I'm
It's a
not
whole
for
thing.
it at all.
Everybody's skin looking real clear, y'all. I'm glad y'all taking care of y'all skin.
I try. I be moisturizing you. There, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga, I use water.
I'm
Water and a
crying.
rag.
At least you use a rag. Some people don't. You know, I ain't gonna name no names or call out no groups, but some people will use rags.
You know.
You should just call them out anyway. But
Oh, that's I'll lead them to their devices.
that's funny.
In other news, Love Island drops tonight.
It
Nick and
does
Landry on
indeed.
7, baby.
So for all our viewers, there's and even Ty. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's been a thing coming out about one of the Islanders on there. Her name's Sierra. She's the one that's coupled up with Nick. I think she might be off of the show. We're not sure. Nothing's confirmed yet until we turn on the episode. But through some of her old social media from last year and then back in 2015, I think Donna said she used a Asian slur to describe what she looked like when she had finished one of her like I guess surgery.
Her
I guess
eyes.
yeah, to
Her
do her eyes or
eyes.
whatever. I'm not gonna say the word, but I think everyone knows what the word is. And
It rhymes with stink, but with a C at the front.
yeah, so she
So
said that, and America's not happy, and they've been calling for her head to be removed. And on top of that, the producers had a crisis meeting and figuring out what to do with it. Honestly, I don't understand what the meeting was. I mean, you do have to have a meeting, but I don't know what much conversation you have about it. She needs to get off the show. Like we don't want racists on the show, especially the fact of there was one girl on there that used the N word. And I mean, she used it on multiple occasions. Not to excuse what Sierra did, but she used it on multiple occasions. They got her up there fast. Like as soon as episode one was done, she was gone the following day. So, love to see what happens with that.
What was the
Go
skin color of this girl who said the N word?
color redacted.
Okay,
ahead.
continue.
8.5 by 11, if you will.
Mm, it's not great. It's not great. But they did what they had to do.
Jalen, don't
Terrible.
be like that. Why?
Terrible.
I got it from
Terrible.
TikTok. I like it.
Right. Um. Yeah, but besides that, not to be all like mellow and gloom about it, but at least on the bright side though, the show has been going kind of better. There's a big fan base with for the Nika and Landry thing for them to get together, so we're looking to see if that happens.
If if it doesn't, I'm gonna cry, but that's okay.
Oh no, the show seems to be. I mean, it's going all right. I mean, I wish there were some more things exposed and brought to light because a lot of them are fake on the show, but I mean,
All right. I feel like painting a lot of them, saying a lot of them is fake is a lot. Probably not a lot. You can, but there's a difference between doing fake stuff and being fake. There's a difference.
but doesn't doing it make you that though? You know, like you
No.
cheat, that makes you a cheater, like that type thing.
Okay. That's why things are come with context. It's the same way
Mm,
you cut hair one time, you a barber.
fair enough.
Everything has context. Everybody can do something fake. Like you, I'm sure everybody in this call and whatever you want to call this has done something fake.
I'm
So
the
that
I'm
don't
the
make you
realest
that
nigga you know.
anyway. Goodbye.
Heard you though. No bullshit though. Ain't no slide.
What exhibit A and exhibit B? Fake. Keep it above. Everybody did something that was fake, and that's all right. That don't make you
Everybody had their
fake.
moments, but
Yeah.
it's different. It's different perspectives of what could be called fake or considered and all that. So yeah,
Yeah. So I want to
No,
call
that's
everybody fake.
all right. They're not fake. They are weird. There we go. Majority of them are weird.
I feel like that's a stretch too, but that's okay.
I mean everybody weird though to
I'm,
somebody.
I'm just saying, like you like putting them all together. I mean, they're just people. They're just people. Some of them are faker than others. Some of them. Oh my lord! Listen here, John Legend.
I'm dead.
Go. I'm listening. I'm listening.
But shout out to Amaya Papaya because they were trying to make it seem like she was overly emotional, and that's not necessarily an issue. She just feels very passionately about something. I don't think she should be penalized with that. And I feel like Brian really sees that. So I hope they get together. I think Shelly and Ace came back around, regardless of how you feel about Shelly or Ace. I understand some people don't like them. That's okay. Um, but yeah, I'm here for Nicolandria, and if not, I do like the show. I wasn't watching it at first, but the young man with the glasses and the red shirt, it's his fault that I'm even watching it because I was doing good, and then I got sucked in. So yeah,
Oh, you talking about Jalen?
yeah.
I was like, wait, is that a movie reference?
Imagine. I would just like the preference in saying though, any show I get addicted on is never my fault. I'm never the one that go out of my way and start watching it. It's usually forced upon me from someone else. And
Right.
my track record proves this. I'm about to list off a bunch of shows. Friends was not by me. It was by her and somebody else I used to talk to. One Tree Hill. Her, somebody else I used to talk to. Gossip Girl was by Donna. This show was by Donna. And Vampire Diaries was by Donna / Monatis. It's not my fault. There's never been a show that I started off watching that I put on somebody and made them hooked and they were mad at me for it. It's not my fault.
So let's just go back to that fake conversation because you not being accountable for any of this, that's mad fake.
Mm,
Oh my god.
bless you.
Ooh,
Bless you,
thank
bless
you.
you.
Thank you. See how I cover my mouth when I sneeze? Y'all should do that. Not y'all, from everybody out there, because it'd be too many. What? Oh, is that the? Wait, is that dice or is that gum?
Dice.
Damn, I
Oh, I
wanted
was
gum.
excited. I thought it was gum. Yeah.
Dang, what's wrong with us? Why we want gum so bad?
I mean, for me, it's just because I have a oral asphyxiation. That's why I need
He likes
pause.
stuff in
But
his mouth.
all right.
He didn't disagree.
Whoa, I definitely did.
You said all right.
I feel like that's context enough. Like, all right, let's relax. It's a-
Sorry, that was too much. I took the wrong things.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was hilarious. I'm not even
All
gonna
right,
lie.
but back to it though. All in all, I think if y'all want an unserious show to watch, this show is the one to watch. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though, you'll get heavily invested, and you'll also get very mad at people that you watch
Yeah.
because.
I think that's the fun part about it though, getting heavily invested into someone that you don't even know. I think that's the fun part.
So I learned some things about the show through the past people that's been on the show. So for number one, because everyone's always asking like, "Dang, what do I do about lunch and dinner?" So a lot of stuff that they have, it's catered onto the island. But the problem is when they're eating, they're not allowed to talk about certain. They're not allowed to talk about the show while eating because they want all the juicy gossip when recording. So when you're like whatever, you can't talk about that. That's one. Um,
I don't like that.
what else? What else? What else they said you can't do? There's like a lot of stuff you basically if you're in an area that you can't really talk or you don't like whatever, you're not allowed to like if they're not recording, you're basically not allowed to speak, kind of sort of in a way.
And that's basically like that's the pool too.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Which
I might have
I
to
don't
figure
like
that
that
out.
either. I'm in Fiji and there's pools everywhere and I can't like basically well I mean you can get in, you just can't talk, but like
Yeah, no communication. That's
this
weird.
is not the Sims. Like what are we doing?
Right. They want y'all to be like, gama, gam gam.
Yo, can we talk about The Sims? Is like a very underrated game though. Like I feel
Bro,
like
I have to
Yeah.
pace myself when I play The Sims because I play The Sims for 4 hours at a time because I'll be locked in. So if I gotta dedicate a day to me playing The Sims, because first of all, it takes me forever to build my house, gotta make your Sims perfect, and now I've learned about modding. Oh, it's
Hmm.
raps. It's
oh
raps.
yeah, Ty. She
So
said she might buy a gaming PC just so she could play The Sims on and modded.
yup.
Hey, it'd be a good
I
job.
listen. I am on the Sim side of TikTok, and I'm learning so much. Right, there's so many good things. I'm
Good
excited.
shit. I seen that they got Sims right now for free on Steam. If y'all know what Steam is.
Yeah, I know the
Yeah,
Sims.
Yeah, that'd be a good
Ooh,
job. I was thinking about it, but there's a lot of storage right now for me personally.
yeah, that's
yeah.
fair.
But yeah, it's a good Sims
By
been
itself,
tough.
by itself is a decently sized game. But if you have a computer that you use for anything else, you play The Sims on it. Child, you want to hear a computer with asthma play The Sims? That don't be bleeding
That's
hard as
good.
hell. I'm telling you.
I ain't never thought about that one. That's a good one.
Hmm.
Computer with asthma.
She always has good analogies for stuff. I don't know where it be coming from, but
I don't know either.
you're the
No,
one saying it.
Sims
What?
2 Pets was top tier. That was the
Dang,
John on
yo,
PS2. What?
that's
I
the
forgot about
first time I learned
PS2.
about the. That's the first time I learned about the repo man. We ain't pay the bills. You can't
Mm,
lock the door. He came in with a big trash bag and took our TV. I was sick. I
never.
was sick. And not that long ago, probably like a year or two ago, I was playing The Sims. And mind you, I'm playing as a kid, so they have mom and a dad, obviously.
Yeah.
So dad dies, right? So the mom, so in the game, the Grim Reaper comes and takes your parent and whatever. So the mom comes over to my house, I'm trying to console her because my dad just died. She dies in my kitchen, right? So the Grim Reaper obviously shows up. He shows up, he takes her, and now I'm distraught. He didn't leave. He went in my refrigerator, got a bowl of chips, and put his feet up and was watching TV. I'm like, I don't know if you're waiting on your next kill. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You need to get the hell up out of
What?
here. I'm not playing. I'm not. I wish I would have thought the screen recorder or something. I just couldn't believe it. I
Right.
was astounded.
That's different. He
He
They
just
was
stayed
got on
rubbing
my
it
around.
in your
nerve.
face.
He's like, he wouldn't have any snacks, do you, bro? Get out of here. What are you talking about?
You're like, where the cups at?
Like
Yo,
what?
bro.
Ain't
What?
no way.
Yo, My man was posted up like that boy was at Jerry's apartment.
Never he was.
I'm gonna keep it.
And it
I'm sorry.
works. It works because it was death and he died. Yo,
I'm saying,
Isn't it crazy how life comes full circle?
I'm telling you.
except for that one we were talking about where the boy got mad at the girl for exploring outside their situationship, and I said it comes full circle. And Tyler said it didn't even start; it was just a dot. So I was in
Right.
full circle. They're not together.
Exactly.
Yep,
Exactly.
yep.
Y'all broke up, but y'all was never together. So like, how did that work?
Yeah. Where do we even
Uh,
start? But hey, that was
he said
last episode. Go watch that, John, if you ain't already.
Right,
facts,
right.
but now they not closed off. They not closed off.
Child, please. At this point, people closing off out of convenience. I'll just
Right.
leave it there. But convenience.
Oh my gosh,
Niggas,
it's
niggas
so
want peace. That's all. People
Oh
don't be
my.
peace.
Oh my gosh. Nah, it's crazy though with like Love Island. It really shows how like today's like dating world is. Like people don't want to commit until there's a threat. But then they just want to keep playing games and being like, nah, let's stay open. Like we just like what are we? We just kicking it for real.
Okay. We brothers and sisters in Christ. Don't get me started.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's just too much room for interpretation because it's like I technically cannot be mad because we're not together, but at the same time, I don't want to see you with somebody else. Like what?
That part.
If a shorty ever told me that, I'm be like, close your eyes.
I'm crying. You're a mess.
No,
What
no,
is
no. No. She would never see that in the get go. So that's all that is.
no? Okay, period.
I'm maneuverable, boy.
Right, right.
Now I hear Charlie and Titan barking.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
they
why
going
are they?
at it.
Hold on.
It's
That's not
okay,
my
Dylan.
noise.
It's alright, Dylan. You got animals. It's cool.
Yeah, I wish they would shut up. So I thought there would be voice isolation on this, but I guess not.
It
I
is.
think you
You,
can turn
you
it.
had to do it before we started.
Yeah,
Props.
and you should be able to turn on your AirPods too. But I mean, it's alright.
I have the noise cancellation. I don't know what that's about.
Nico
But
bar
anyway,
single to the left.
yeah, that's cool and all. But wait, hold on. I'm gonna see why they're barking. Y'all, y'all continue the point I was saying. Hold, please.
What was he saying? Oh, he was saying how Love Island is like a great interpretation of the dating scene right now. Yeah, that's true.
Disgusting. Yes.
Yeah, and low key, you know what else is a good representation? Because you know how like about how like people just like get together just to get together. Also, it shows how unwilling people are to talk to other people because they're scared. Because instead
Yeah.
of going out of your comfort zone, people are like, "Oh, well, I'm just going to stay with her because that's easy." Instead of just going to talk to somebody else, like you have to be able to talk to people, regardless.
Yeah, facts. That's
So
the part. It's also like you also gotta think like growing up, a lot of people. I'm gonna say for me, I've been out there, right?
hmm
I probably asked what's your favorite color 1,000 times. That shit get old, gang. That's all I
that's
be.
fair.
That's what.
That's
That's where it
fair.
go back to what I was talking about with the peace. Like it's certain situations where you realize, okay, this person might be tough, cool, whatever the case may be, but like it's like you are you gonna keep it that way, or are you gonna draw on me at some time, some point, in some way?
Right.
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like but no, that's a perspective that you have because I feel like I have a different perspective in the like in the fact that like I've never dated. So when I do finally date and I do finally get a boyfriend, I'm not settling. Like
Yeah,
if I feel like I have to settle somewhere, then we're not gonna do it because at this point I'm almost 28 years old. Like I'm at this point I'll stay by myself rather than settling. That's crazy. And obviously
yeah,
nobody's perfect, but when you add somebody into your life, that's exactly what it should be. An addition. You shouldn't have to compromise here. Like it shouldn't be a whole bunch of compromise, especially off the rip. Like the first 6 months of the relationship, like there should be a whole bunch of uproar and rigmarole off rip because it just feels like trouble.
yeah,
Yeah, that should be
So
the honeymoon phase.
yeah, and for real, I feel like also people put like a time limit on the honeymoon phase. I feel like for real, you could be in the honeymoon phase like your entire relationship as long as you're willing to work to keep it that way. Look at Sierra and Russell Wilson. Like she ain't popping. He ain't popping out babies for fun. She let that man down, and he let her down. Kelly, you alright?
I have my funny bone. Don't mind me. Go ahead.
That
You
shit
gonna
wasn't
use?
funny.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not into it. But I also see what you're saying. Like if you've been through a lot, you be like, dang, bro. Like, listen, we close enough right here. We gonna make this work.
Right. But I get where you're
So
coming from too. So yeah, it just depends on the person, the experience,
yeah,
and what new experiences are they ready to like, see or explore. For
yeah.
real.
Oh, real quick, since we talk about like relationships, I want everybody to stop telling single people, just love yourself and they'll come. Listen, if I love myself anymore, we going down to the courthouse and getting married. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I get like where people are coming from and they're trying to help, but that's not useful to me. Or just wait, you're too focused on it. It'll come when you're not thinking about it. Right, right. Sure. I didn't watch so many people that actively trying to get into a relationship and they got into it. I don't want to hear that. I don't even want to hear that.
I will say, even though that is, I see where you're coming from. That has happened to me before. I mean, granted, I was quote unquote talking to somebody before that, but I wasn't really trying to get in a relationship like that for real, for real. That just came out of nowhere where I was least
Hmm.
expecting. I was like, whoa, all right, I actually kind of like F with this person. And then, like, bam. But I see both sides of it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they do be coming out of nowhere. Go ahead.
It definitely do. It can get sticky real quicky. Cause like
Getting
you
sticky.
could just be thinking, yeah, buddy, friends, 1 month in, and then next June was like questions like, oh, what you trying to get into? What we really like? What are we really? I'm like, oh,
That's not what you trying to get into. I'm crying.
Have,
go ahead, let
go
me hear
ahead.
you.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, it just have you sitting like, dang, like,
It's like I don't
I
know if
could.
I'm ready yet, but I'm for it in a way.
Right, I'm saying, like, it's like, dang, like, you actually look kind of good. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, what's good, like,
Hmm.
that's from a male's perspective. I don't know,
I just
but,
be here.
uh,
I don't know. I don't have any experience. I don't know. I tried.
yeah, it'd be cool having experience sometimes, and then other times, it's just like, dang, bro. And you got it in the back of your head. Well, last time it happened like this is not to say that you should compare every situation from what happened in the past. It's like, all right, bro. So this is how this went down. Similar to this is not in third. So you kind of have to like,
You want the past to be able to help you map out what you're gonna do later or in the
mm-hmm,
Right.
future.
Like the only thing that you should be the only thing that you should be comparing is the red flags.
Hmm.
Realistically, don't compare everything. Compare the red flag because the red flags are what you need to pay attention to.
Yeah, you
like,
see,
go
you
ahead.
see the same shit happening from the last time. You like, oh, I remember this, or
Exactly.
I feel a certain feeling that I don't like. It'd be best to talk about it before it really gets to that point, because you could be thinking it, they have no idea what they're doing, unless you let them
Yeah.
know. Then the whole time you got this built up resentment going towards them because they doing something that you don't like them to do, but you're not telling them that.
Right.
Mm, yeah. Definitely communication instead of just assuming that, oh, just because it bothers you doesn't mean that they should know. Like,
Yeah.
Right. Nah, I'm gonna start being more vocal going forward. Be like, nope, I've been gaslit like this before. You're not gonna get me again. Absolutely
I'm
not.
crying.
But nah, I just end of the day, communication is important, and I feel like this
Undoubtedly.
generation lacks that.
Yeah. The
I
communication is all on the phone, and then, but is it?
Yeah.
Because like the communicating on the phone just made it more of a disconnect.
True.
yeah,
Because especially like all right, like if you can do like a phone call or like FaceTime, I think that's a little better, at least like you're face to face. But like having an argument via text is not it. Because
Yeah.
there's no context. There's no context. So now instead of you like regardless whether you know this person or not, you still don't understand the context. So now you're using your own judgment to make assumptions, and that's just not the way to do it.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, we having a like we having an argument, and we texting books back and forth. I'm just cutting the conversation. I'm just blocking you. I don't got time for that.
Oh
Texting books
man.
is my biggest pet peeve on planet Earth.
All right, but
Call me.
wait. I got a question. I got a question. But what if it's not an argument? What if it's like they're professing their love to you?
Oh, if it's like you know what I'm trying to say. If it's like cool, cordial, whatever, I'm fine with that. But if we're having a full blown argument, you're texting me a book, especially if I'm out doing something. Oh hell no, I'm blocking you. Can't do it. No one do it. Actually,
Oh man.
I if You said confessing their love.
Well,
See,
not like. Go ahead. Go ahead.
like whichever way, it could have been from an argument or confessing. It needs to be a build up to that. I can't. It can't just be like a boom book. But
That's
I,
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, bro. You said me like, let's say like the conversation before it was just like back and forth like one word drills, and then all of a sudden, bam, you sent me a book. What the?
yeah. Like, what step did we skip? Like, what's going on?
That's what I'm saying. Last time I checked, I'm on break for school right now. Why am I reading this long behind passage right now? No, thank
I'm
you.
crying. Listen, I'm gonna defend my sisters a little bit. Sometimes, it was just. I think off rip is crazy, but sometimes, it just comes on. You just gotta let it out.
I understand that though, but it's cool for them to be like, "Hey, let me talk to you about this. It might be a little long, but I hope you're here for it." All right, I'm there for it. I'm not. I might
Well,
not. I might skim it, but I'm there for it. No, no. Let me tell. I'm gonna read it.
I ain't
I
gonna lie.
mean,
I'll be skimming like a
good.
mug. I ain't gonna lie to you. I be skimming.
Instead of the whole, they start the paragraph off with, I just think it's funny that bam, a whole drawer like, oh my
Cooking
god.
you.
If they hit
Cooking
you with
you.
if they hit you with the I find it funny how go duck and cover.
I'm like,
Duck
oh,
and
what?
cover.
Like, what shots were
If I
those?
if I say I find it funny how, or I'm like, that's interesting. If I hit you with the that's interesting, you should be afraid.
I just think it's so interesting that, like, what? What's
It
that interesting?
is. Nah, bro, it'd be
It's not
man.
a good joint at all. If I tell you, hmm, okay,
You know what
right.
else? I'm gonna make this the last drawing before we move on. But you know what else I don't be getting with sometimes a relationship? This is for us as men. What I don't be getting when girls, or this used to be any man in a relationship, when someone asks a very, very specific question of something that they did. How like people don't be peeping that they're asking to make sure you don't lie. You might as well tell the truth.
Hmm.
They still try to continue to lie. They be like, so on this date of such and such at this time or whatever, whatever, what were you doing? It's like, dog, they already know what you did, but the fact that it was that precise and that they're asking that, you might as well tell the truth. And people
Right. The
still double
rule
down a lie.
the rule of thumb when a woman is asking you a question, 9 times out of 10 she already knows that she just checking to see if you gonna lie. So you better tell the truth, no matter how ugly it is.
Yep,
Because
yep, yep.
she already knows. She just wants to see if you're a liar now. Because now you're playing in her face.
Yeah, and that might get you a stab to the face in GTA.
Yeah, GTA, yeah. Nah, I'd just be crazy, bro. Like my father, fellow brother, and I'd just be like, how you did not know she was testing you? Like,
And most of
I
the shit do be tests. Most of it.
I'm about to say, just assume it's a test. It's safer that way. Just assume.
Just assume. Yep, yep, yep.
Assume that it is. Oh
oh
man,
Like,
that's
what's the
funny.
best way I can ace this joint? Only think that. No
no
Right.
bullshit.
swear. Unless it's like
I'm,
some outlandish question, like, would you still love me if I'm a worm? That at that point, that
that's such a crazy question. It's
I'm
hard
a,
being a girl.
I'm gonna answer it right, but if they get upset about my answer, I'm leaving. What?
Oh man.
Like, it's like it depends on how angry and how sarcastic they want to be about it. But if they dead ass like upset that I said no because that's dirty or whatever, you running around in dirt. I don't want that. What? Take it for what it is. I don't know.
Listen, sometimes we just sensitive and we just want to know that you love us. I know that's a crazy question, but it'd be a lot going on up here, okay?
And then y'all ask the question on y'all period, so that makes it
Yeah,
worse.
that's when we sensitive.
I
Listen,
know.
it's hard. It's hard.
Wait. Oh, I know I said it was gonna be the last point, but no, listen. There's this trend going on TikTok. It's like princess treatment versus bare minimum. Manaja, I'm gonna ask you these questions. Tyler, you can still chime in if you want, but I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna just ask three, just so it's not too long. So
Okay.
one of them is princess treatment or bare minimum. One of them was never letting your gas tank be low. Like the man always has to fill up your gas tank. Is that bare minimum or that's princess treatment?
Bare minimum. Bare minimum. Bare minimum.
I'm saying Ty.
Most niggas not doing that at all.
But
So
that's why most niggas are single. Keep that in mind.
You really
they
think that's the
not
bare
though.
minimum?
They not
Who
though.
not? But listen. Are you asking me or you asking in general?
Both.
Both and I don't. I guess like in general, I guess has princess treatment, but never letting your gas tank. If I'm specifically coming to you and telling you that like I'm running out of gas and you don't at
That's
least
different.
like, okay, that's different. Then that's fine. Then. All right, we'll go princess treatment. Then that's fine.
Oh,
But
all
if I'm
right. Go ahead.
But I was gonna say, but like if I specifically expressing to you, I don't know, because the examples of the men that I've seen in my life, if I were to text them or like they text their partners or whatever, and they say that they're gonna send them money for gas.
All right. All right.
So
That's
that's
fair.
why
That's
I
fair.
said
That's fair.
that's why I said that. So, in
All
my
right.
experience,
All right. So the next one is this bare minimum princess treatment. It was oh, always paying for their hair and nails to get their hair done and their nails done.
y'all know that's always that's princess treatment.
All right. Cool. 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 Cool.
Because first of all, nails can be $100. I feel like always is a stretch. Now, sometimes I feel like that could be bare minimum because you're paying for their upkeep. But always, if you don't have the money, like it's like I wouldn't expect a man to always have the money for something like that because that's very expensive. Hair and nails alone could be $100 itself. Let alone like let's say like if you're just like if you have like bundles, bro, a color and a bleach that's like $5 in the chair, $300. Braids, forget about it. So always is crazy. Always is princess treatment. Good on you if your man got that kind of money though. Good on you.
Right, right.
And I think the other one was hold on. It was gas. It was that. There was one more. I think it was. Oh, I got it. It was always not always, but it was watching their favorite show with them, even if they're not interested in it. That bare minimum princess treatment.
That's bare minimum. As in a relationship, whether it's male, female, whatever the case may be, you, at certain points you have to pretend to be interested in what they're interested in. You at least got to try. So that's bare minimum.
I agree. Bare minimum.
Yeah. But there was some other stuff that they asked on that. There was like always opening the car door and stuff. I was like, why is that even a question? That's automatically bare minimum.
Because some people think that's princess treatment.
That's diabolical work. But anyway, moving on to what the hell?
What happened?
Some Minaj's recording has stopped.
No, it says actual recording is higher quality.
It just popped over my wait. I think it's fine now. I think so. Wait. What happened, Jit?
Oh, my mom called me.
Oh, so that's why, because she's on her iPad. So okay, I just said her. All right. Anyway,
So wait, did y'all time restart? Because mine did.
no.
It says I don't know. Go ahead.
Oh shoot, it's gonna be an upload thing again. But anyway, to people being very interesting in the mind. So recently, the submersible that imploded.
Well, it didn't recently
But,
implode, but
well, yeah, the documentary just recently came out about that though, and it was basically, from what I watched, it was basically summing up the things that what's his name?
Stockton Rush.
Yeah, Stockton Rush was doing. And what I gathered from it, my man took a lot of shortcuts. He did not care about any repercussions or anything like that, and he felt as though that the United States government, or I guess the people in general that control like the seas and stuff like that, were trying to gatekeep sea exploration. So there was a lot of things that he did not follow, and then on top of that, there was a lot of people that he worked with that did not agree with a lot of the procedures and protocols that he was breaking and doing. And ultimately, we just found out that well, not we just found out, but ultimately it ended up to people dying. So I wanted to know. Okay, I just said she wanted to bring that up, and I wanted to give light on that as well. Then Ty, if there's anything about it that you remember as well when we talked about it last time, y'all can put y'all input on that.
Gotcha.
Um, it's just crazy how like when you have money, the amount of shortcuts that you can take because they shouldn't even have been able to go down and do this, like down to the fact that he changed the passengers' names to mission specialists so that they could go down with him. Like, why did like I get like he's a private company and he was going in waters that weren't really claimed, but like that shouldn't have been allowed, and those people should, regardless of they chose to go down there. At the end of the day, the responsibility is on the person who's running the project, and he was a madman basically. So it's just like it's just crazy the amount of corners that he cut to get this done. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Tyler, your thoughts on it when you heard about it or when you heard about us talking about it?
Oh,
Oh, we can't hear your audio.
I think I remember seeing it the first ever time in like 23 or 24.
I think it was 23.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember that happened, and I was just confused on like not confused. I was just more so on the side of it being like a government kind of thing that they did on purpose to get rid of people, like certain people who were
Mm,
that a high stature or whatever. But
hmm.
seeing about the stuff now, all the corners he cut, and he put the people names as mission specialists.
Yeah, so that
Yeah,
they
that's
can seem like they were
insane.
experts. Yeah.
Yeah, like regular people basically. That's insane.
Hmm.
Just to see what it's like down there. People have too
Yep.
much time on their hands and they don't know what they want to do next.
Right.
It's pretty crappy.
Well,
But I
I
will be seeing it
always
soon on Netflix.
I always say they could have spent that money because they charged them what was it, 6 passengers? That's $250,000 a piece. What's that? $1.125 billion, bro. You could have built a Titanic replica for all that. Like you literally could have rebuilt the ship, and that'd been fine.
Yeah.
But I just I don't understand it, and it's unfortunate that it happened, and it's crazy because his wife. I feel like his wife really hasn't said. I mean, I understand though because they're going through investigation, so you don't want to really put anything out there that could be used against you. But like people died, and you have nothing to say. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not
And
even my condolences.
then he bullied. Go ahead.
I would hope, I wouldn't be surprised though if they did possibly send the families like a letter or something, hopefully.
I know the one my mom said because she watched the documentary too. She said the one guy that went down there, he was like a very he was a seasoned explorer. She said she hasn't heard anything from anybody at Ocean Gate,
Mm,
so that's why I doubt it.
that's wild.
And it's crazy about this too. He bullied people Loki into going too. Like there was one. This was before the documentary, so there was this one boy with his son, I think.
Yeah,
Before he went on, he was like, "Yeah, I'm not too sure if like me and my son want to go. We feel like it's unsafe or whatever, whatever." And I forget what his response was, but it was a very douchey response to
he
why
said
he
stupid.
wouldn't go.
He said quote stupid stuff.
Yeah, yeah. He said stupid stuff because God forbid he wanted to make sure his life was okay and did not
Right.
want to go on. He said stupid stuff. So then they gave the ticket to
Yes.
someone else.
That's wild.
Also in the documentary, I mean, like I said, a lot of the stuff that we're learning in the documentary, especially being Menage, we already knew about it. But on the thing to fill it out to go on, there was death written on that thing about 10 different times.
It's ridiculous. Like like he cut, bro. First of all, the only so from what I understand, when it comes to submersibles, I believe they use titanium. The only piece that was made of titanium was the door. The door that was made of titanium, but the hull itself, I forget what it was made out of, but it's not material that's supposed to be in that deep in the ocean. It was basically from what I understand. I think I might be wrong, but I think this is what it is. They basically it's the same material that they use to make like aircrafts, in the air. So we know that the air and the water is different. So why would you use that material? And he's an aerospace engineer. Not to say that he's not. I'm sure he knows what he's doing, but again, space and the ocean are different. At least from an atmospheric pressure kind of thing. Like why? Like put it to you like this: if a shark can't go down that far, what makes you think you as a human should be down there? Just something to consider.
Ego.
My ego ain't that big.
I do want to say it makes me think because I remember there was theories and conspiracies about the ocean and space being one of the same.
Hmm.
So that makes me kind of think because if you go down too far, you implode or whatever happens, you go up in the sky without, you know, anything on, your face blows up or whatever the fuck. I don't know exactly, but
Mm-hmm.
not great things happen in both circumstances, I'll say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I do think the difference is that I think you can survive a little bit longer in the ocean versus space. Like you can get to like a comfortable depth with the right things and you'll be fine. The minute you leave Earth, you're cooked. So
I feel like this is. I mean, I feel like we all know this, but like, fun fact for the viewers though, in the ocean, I think it's if you. It might be if you descend too, but if you ascend too fast in the ocean, you get these beautiful water bubbles in your brain, and then your brain basically like not explodes, but it just like you
Bloop, bloop, bloop,
basically
bloop.
yeah, I think
yeah
your lungs can explode too. I think.
yeah it basically explodes. So if like you're ever I would never wish this on anybody. I hope you're never in a situation where you have to ascend up fast by yourself. But let's just say for everything you do it at a nice slow pace. Because if not, your brain will burst. There we go. Your brain will burst. You'll die instantly.
So like when
Which
people like do
good.
they life suits to go
Hmm.
up in the air, that could fuck up their brain. Not up in the air, but up in the up through the air, through the water.
So I guess like if you're going like deep sea like diving or something like that, like you go up slow. So like think about in the movie Deep Blue Sea. Remember when they tied the what was it? Was it oxygen tanks or was it fire extinguisher? Whatever they used to go up and they tied the life jackets around it. As fast as they went up, I don't think that was a safe speed. But of course, it's a movie, so
Right. Okay.
Yeah. The movie 47 meters down will basically that is a perfect representation of how fast you're supposed to go up because they said in the movie it was like, oh, you can't ascend too fast, like your brain will burst.
That
Which it
shit
makes
wouldn't
sense
take a
if you think
while.
about it. Yeah, but it makes sense though because like all that pressure coming down towards the
yeah.
ocean, you're trying to fight against it. That would make the most logical sense.
All
Oh
I
no,
know is,
good.
I was gonna say I'm not a deep sea diving expert, nor do I want to be. I have no interest in doing anything of that sort. I respect the people that do it out of necessity, like for science and research purposes. And I do think at a time there will be ways that we can explore the bottom of the ocean, but things like that take time. Like for instance, the director of the Titanic, James Cameron, he's also into that kind of stuff. He's been to the deepest part of the ocean, but he did it the right way. That's why he's still here. You can't
Yeah.
you can't cut corners where you don't live. That's how I look at it.
All I know is you'll never catch me going in the deep ocean.
I have
Absolutely
no
not.
no, no interest. No interest.
That and Earth space.
Mm-mm. If it end up like Wally, just put two in me. Allegedly.
Yeah, I'd rather not. So, ending that little educational thing on Ocean Gate and things of that sort. I wanted to give a little introduction to this new segment that I think me and Minaj are going to have, um, which is called ball on the what do we say, ball on the block? That's what we said.
Ball down the block.
Ball down the block. Thank you. We'll have that on a different day, but that's basically like a sports segment we're gonna have as well, just because it's hard to fit that many points into one episode. So I wanted to introduce that as well. Um, we could quickly touch on it, and we could leave that for that other segment where we do it. But All Star voting just came out recently, and both Zach Wheeler and Kyle Shore are both All Stars. Unfortunately, Mr. Trey Turner did not make the Phase 3 voting and will not be an All
Such
Star,
a
which I don't
such a
know how.
snub. Such a snub.
But the All Star game is next week, so anybody that's a
Wa-
baseball watcher,
Watch Ronald in the home run derby.
about to say, come out, watch the home run derby, watch the game. Honestly, it's the best All Star event in all of sports right now because the NBA and NFL absolutely blow dick right now.
Oh my.
So there's that. I was at the Fourth of July game. That was pretty fun. I forgot to try the s'more quesadillas when I was there. I was actually kind
Oh
of sad.
yeah, that's in Coca-Cola Corner.
So I will be doing that next time. But oh
You
no,
said
we got
s'more quesadillas?
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
I know that
he's
sounds
intrigued.
that
He's
sounds good.
intrigued.
Yeah, I might have to pop out to see what that joint about.
I'm saying. But of course, that was the only game that I went to that we lost. But then we ended up winning the series. Shout out Zach Wheeler for pitching a complete game and then throwing a one hitter, which crazy. And then we won yesterday's game as well because it's the Reds. We should have handled it. We honestly should have swept them. But a dub's a dub.
That was dope.
A dub's a dub indeed. What we got? Okay, we're still good on time. So while we're doing that, we're going to do our next little segment called Am I the Asshole? Which I think this is my favorite segment. I'm part of the whole entire podcast. Um, I'm going to give my weekly disclaimer every time we do this. Please stop putting your business on Reddit and go see a therapist, but it's fine.
Oh man. All right. Well, listen. Therapy's expensive. I mean, y'all want to keep putting y'all business on the internet. Put it to you like this: you can keep putting your business on the internet, but you can't get mad at the responses you give.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that.
Because I mean, you put it out there. Now it's our business. Now we in this together.
We're
We
in this
are.
together, but we not because you can give that advice that you won't see any repercussions. They would though.
Right. Say, oh
Right.
yeah. So well, you told me to do it. So what you listen to me for? I ain't got nothing to do with that. Uh oh.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Unsolicited.
just see that. Hold up.
Oh man. What kind of cupcakes she had? Somebody ate Trina's cupcakes. She gonna kill somebody.
Hold on.
I'm crying.
Nah, I'll rap
Was
when I
it?
get up there. All I
Who,
know is
who was it?
I see Morgan and BJ have some. I ain't gonna lie to you. The only
And
one that I
you
had was the one that fell on the ground.
and you eating off the floor? You need
What?
some money?
Well, how I went for it. It didn't fall on the ground, but it fell on like the not the ground. I don't know why I said the ground. It fell on the chair. So then I was just like, well, dang, this
You
joint
ate an
cooked, man.
ass cupcake?
This nigga's so scared to eat sweets after what happened with the last with the chocolate cake.
Bro, I don't even. We had to
Ah.
stand, we had to stand in the hallway like we was on death row for days. Terrible time. You about to crack his back?
No, I was just showing you how we was.
Oh, yep, no, literally. I was doing my geometry homework standing up, and I already was struggling with geometry. Let's add standing up in there too.
That's anything.
She was so mad at us. She was so
All we
mad.
was doing was trying. We was really making jokes too. That was the out of pocket part that
It
was
was
kicking
like
in.
day two, and Tahir was like, "Can I just say I did it?" And she was like, "Did you do it?" He's like, "No." But no, I was, dang, you almost got out.
Uh,
'Cause I don't even like. I mean, I don't mind chocolate cake. I don't really like cake if I'm being truthful.
yeah, too much
It's not
sweet.
for me. That's why I've been. But it's weird though, because I do like cupcakes, which I feel like I don't know. Like when I
They
get
are
married,
kind of sweeter.
mm, I'm gonna have me a cupcake tile at my wedding. I ain't getting that wedding cake. I'm gonna be different.
That's tough. That would be different.
Yo, sidebar to any of the Cubs fans out there, they is putting it on the Cardinals, man. It's 10-0.
I don't know what's going
God.
on, but I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Well, while Jalen's looking.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Fantasy's not looking too good for me. Oh my god. But anyway, Alec Burleson is 0 of 2 with 2 Ks right now.
Bro, yeah,
Uh,
Matthew Boyd, bro, he's
unless
still winning by a little bit.
unless Jackson Merrill pulls off like the performance of a lifetime, I'm gonna lose.
It's okay.
I mean, it's not, but to each his own.
I'm crying. Well, do you know anything about Bird Song from the Giants? Is he good?
I have no clue.
Because he's pitching against the A's tonight, and Jacob has three people playing, but that doesn't mean they're gonna all get hits.
Yeah, they could very much all go 0 or something with Ks.
That would be amazing. That would be a 45 out of 10. Let me tell you. Yo, wait. It's it's 10-0 Cubs, and
Hmm.
it's the end of the fourth.
That game over.
My
But
lord.
while Tahir's gone, so yeah, me and Menage are starting a new little. It'll still be word on the street, but it'll be like word on the street. Maybe like parentheses, like ball down the block, whatever the case may be. We're gonna talk baseball, basketball, and football on there. Then it's just gonna be me and Menaja, and then we'll probably pull like my dad that y'all seen in one episode, and pull someone else as well, just to give insight on the sports world. Because like I said, we usually don't have enough time to be able to put into sports on here that we would like to. So I think that'd be really cool. I don't know what
Yeah, make our
they are doing it, but yeah, why don't
yeah
you?
make our own little segment. Because I think, especially like not so much for the other sports, but I think talking about baseball is important because baseball is cool, and I'm tired of people acting like it's not. I love baseball. If you couldn't tell, every other episode I'm wearing a baseball shirt. So I'm
Hmm.
doing I'm doing that lag thing again. It's making me depressed, and I don't even know why.
I don't know why either. You was cool earlier. I don't know what happened.
And I thought it was maybe because like my iPad's hot, but it's not. I don't
Uh,
know. Depression. Wait, is my camera going?
yeah,
All right, hold on. Let me see something. Wait, if I switch Wi-Fi's, will it kick me out?
probably.
I probably shouldn't do that then. This is depression. How is there two extenders? Oh, there's one. So should I try to switch it or no?
Because then the upload's gonna be weird.
Hmm. I'll try it next time, I guess.
Was I
And bro,
gonna
we
say?
gotta get. I ain't gonna lie, we low key gotta get this joint snappy because it's 9:04
I
Love
know, I
Island
know,
on.
I know.
So I think we should do one. Jalen,
No,
come on, man.
two. Meet me in the middle.
Love Island.
I hear you, but this is got bread and butter.
First of all,
Welcome back.
don't don't bread and butter me. I'm just saying.
So one of
Mhm.
the things I just seen is, am I the asshole for telling off some random mom in public?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna err on the side of no, to be truthful.
Some
Cause
random
mom,
mom.
cause moms be bugging sometimes.
You said a random mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I bet you it was a Karen. That's why I say. That's why I say I don't
Yeah.
think so. But let's give her a chance.
All right. Ma.
My,
All right. Anyway. So I, 17 female, was at the mall with four friends. This happened about 3 months ago. I wear a lot of bracelets. The one made out of plastic, pony beads. I usually wear 15 on each wrist, so around 30, 32 in total. I also
what
have a big collect.
bracelets?
I think so.
Damn. Good.
I also have a big collection at home. I like making them for my friends and sharing them. While I was standing in a circle talking with my friends, this little girl, probably 5 to 8 years old, walked up to me and said, "I like your braces." I looked at her and said, "Thank you." Then went back to talking to my friends. Then the girl asked if she could have one of my bracelets. That the one she wanted was pink, purple, and blue. Now, a lot of bracelets have words on them, some with swear words, some with reference to drugs, and others that just say random stuff. I looked at
Oh,
her and told her, "No, you may not have one of my bracelets." The little girl started crying. I just continued to my friends. She's a kid. Kids cry, and I figured she'd go to her mom. The mom would say, like, "Sweetie, it's okay. People don't have to give you things." That's what my grandmother would have said. Instead, the mom walked over and said, "Why wouldn't you give my daughter one of your bracelets? You have so many." I said, "They're mine." She replied, "Don't you want to share what your parents want you to? You have over 30 on your wrist. You're not going to die if you give my daughter one." I responded, I don't want to give one to your daughter. I shouldn't have to." Then she said, "Wouldn't your parents want you to be nice to someone?" At that point, I kind of snapped and said, "My parents wouldn't really care. My mom's in prison and my dad killed himself." When when you do something nice for someone, you do it because you want to, not because you're forced to. She got upset and said, "Why would you say something that inappropriate?" And she walked off and complained about me to her husband. I felt really uncomfortable. So was I in the wrong? I would just like to
no.
preface. I would like to preface that you ain't have to. That was
Yes, you
That
crazy.
was a
did.
little. That
Yes,
was a
you
little
did.
OD.
No, yes, you did.
That
Yes, you
was.
did.
But it
She
was
Yes,
a
said,
you
"Well,
did.
beautiful piece of it though. That was the sprinkle that really cooked it for her. She was like, "Oh my god."
she said, well, my dad's in prison and my oh no, my mom's in prison and my dad like whoa, like
What?
but
No, no, that was necessary. She going to talk about them. Let me tell you where they at. Since you want to be in my business so bad, like
True.
what? I'd have said that. I'd have said that. I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
like who? See, and that's why I knew I was going to agree. Because why do you feel as though anybody owes your child anything? This is the problem with some people with kids. You think that us child-free people, or whoever the case may be, we're supposed to make accommodations for your choice. Your choice. You decide to have kids. I'm gonna get a kid no damn bracelet. And you know what? I wouldn't even have got to the dad part or the mom and dad part. She'd have been like, "You're not gonna die if you do it." I'm like, "How do you know that? How do you know that this is not my lifeblood on my wrist?" I'd have got on her nerves. I'd have got on her nerves.
Yes.
Ain't
Ty,
no
what you
way.
think?
Yeah, no, if she did anything, she just don't know how to take care of her kids. She just bitch at somebody else because they didn't
Right.
do something for their kid.
Like that's crazy. It doesn't matter how. I don't care if I had them on my arms, legs, and neck. If I said no, it's no.
Yeah,
No
real
means
shit.
no. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like that was crazy. The mom, what she thought the mom was gonna tell the daughter is what she should have told her. Like, not everyone has to give you something. And then on top of that too, why are you asking stuff from a random stranger? On top of that,
That shit. Yo, wait. Actually, I don't know if I can say that. Never mind. I can't say that. I don't think. I don't think I can say never mind. It's not nothing bad. It's just a story that I had, but I don't know if I'm allowed to tell it. So never mind.
got you.
Yeah. So never mind. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like what? That I'm sorry. This I know technically it's baseball etiquette. That's like if a home run ball comes towards you, you think you're supposed to give it to a kid. Who's giving it to a kid? Who? Not me. I'm sorry. Because don't get me wrong, I understand that like a part of the game is like getting kids into it. I get that. I understand that. But also, life is about life lessons. You don't get everything you want. If I catch that ball, I don't care who's sitting next to me. It's my ball. Now, if I do it
Yeah,
out the kindness of my heart, that's fine. But y'all can all give me the evil eye. As long as I didn't rip it out the kid's hand, that's fine. But if it came to me, it's my ball.
yeah. And then people would have their hands out like, pussy, put that shit back. Like what? Like where you think like that'd be the audacity, John, coming back into play.
I'm sorry. Like I understand the aspect of it, but I'm sorry. If that ball is within my catch range, I'm keeping the ball. And also, if it's a home run ball, you can forget it. I don't care.
I
Yeah,
Sorry.
swear.
they can't get
Are you
mad
with
if
your
they
mom?
get mossed.
Now that they get Moss, that's hilarious.
I just see a clip of Ty here just mossing the kid for a baseball. Like, who's?
But listen, as long as he catches, that's all that matters.
True.
Exactly.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh. All right, so we got one more. It is. Hold on, wait for a minute. Bro, what is up with these lengthy ones, brother? Ay, ay, ay.
They want to give you all the context. Make sure you understand completely.
All right, I'm gonna try to read it as fast as summarize it, kind of, because one, it's long, and two, they already talking about the episode in the group chat, so I'm gonna try to. All
Wait,
right,
what group chat? Am I not in it?
our regular group chat,
Wait, who else watched
the
Love?
Negroes and
Oh,
Ryan.
oh, is Jordan talking about it? Tell him
Yeah,
chill.
yeah. But this
Yeah,
one
that's why I
says,
had to go on mute.
am I the asshole for flirting with another girl after my girlfriend introduced me as a friend?
And you're like,
One more
all
time.
right,
Type. Am I the asshole for flirting with another girl after my girlfriend introduced me as a friend?
Okay.
why? Oh yeah, we need to know this one because why would she introduce you? If that's actually your girlfriend, why would she? Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Me, 28 male, girlfriend 29 female, have been together for more than 2 years. We recently moved to the city and she has started working in a new place 3 months ago. 2 days ago, after our get together event at a bar with her coworkers, and she forgot her phone charger at home and her battery was low. I went to give her the extra power bank we have at home as her phone uses the old USB type. As I went to her table to give it to her, one of her colleagues asked, "Who am I?" Before I could say anything, she replied, "This is my friend. My name blank." He agreed to lend me the charger. I was a bit taken aback and looked to her and said, "Friend." She laughed and said, "You're so funny. Thank you for this," and waved to me as implying goodbye. One of the other colleagues asked me that if I was free, I could also join them, and I said, "Why not?" And I could sense the annoyance on my girlfriend's face. People were drinking. Some talked to me and asked me questions, made conversation. What did I do? Where did I grow up? I should mention at this point, my girlfriend and most of her colleagues there were Chinese, and I'm Indian. This becomes relevant later. Whenever someone would ask me anything related to how I met my girlfriend, she would pipe up to answer in a way that wasn't untrue, but completely omits any romance, giving the impression that we were just old friends. This kept bothering me, and I will admit I was getting pretty angry. Then one of the colleagues who initially asked who I was, pretty drunk now, said girlfriend's name. Never told us she had such a good looking friend and laughed. My girlfriend also did a small, polite smile or polite laugh. I replied, I didn't know you had such a pretty colleague either, and winked at her, which made her laugh, but my girlfriend became visibly upset. Another colleague said to my girlfriend, it seems like you're an expert keeper. My girlfriend was turning red, and I was also feeling slightly uncomfortable. So after a bit more chit chat, I made an excuse and said, I gotta go. The colleague said I should get her number from my girlfriend, then I left. Now, when she came back, she refused to talk to me yesterday. She angrily told me that I kind of cheated on her and hurt her badly. I replied that although what I did was hurtful, she also needs to own up as introducing me as her friend was hurtful. She refuses to acknowledge it was wrong, saying that she is just socially awkward. She thought that her colleagues might react weirdly to her dating an Indian guy as they were all dating white or other Chinese people. Her reasoning is that it's a lot of
Not the
explanation and
racism.
questions regarding interracial dating. She just wanted to avoid all that. I don't buy it. I feel like she just wanted to hide the fact that she is dating me. We are at an impasse. I refuse to apologize until she sees what she did was wrong and she thinks she did not do anything wrong. And I was mean. Am I the asshole?
So, all right, check it out. In like a smaller sense, you are the asshole because if y'all really are boyfriend and girlfriend, you probably should have did that. But on the larger scale, not only is she like incapable of being wrong, now she's like ashamed of you. Oh no, you got to break up with this girl. That's crazy. Jalen, stop,
No, no, it's
stop.
not. No, it's not about. It's about the story.
All right,
Ty, go
yeah,
ahead.
that's crazy.
Get the bitch going. Simple as that.
Yeah, because that's crazy. Now she's embarrassed to be seen with you, and
What?
being socially awkward. That's not an excuse. That's not
Never.
an excuse.
Like, nah, doggy. I'd have, man. I'd have did some shit. I
And first of
swear.
all, for Tahir to feel so passionate about it, that's how you know it's bad.
Cause
Nah, that's
that's so out of pocket. He said 2 years.
Yeah.
Why do your coworkers why do they have that big of a, impact on your brain for that to really matter that much?
right. Because she only been working in what 3 months? She said.
Yeah.
You don't know these people. You don't know these people. You've been with this man 2 years, and now you're embarrassed to be seen with him. Are you okay?
Yeah, that's
Now
dirtball behavior.
that
I
is
ain't gonna
dirtball
lie.
behavior.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. But there was an update. So he said the last 3 days were a whirlwind. We had a fight and he moved out. And he's
ooh,
at a friend's house right now.
okay. So, and
Uh
wait a minute. Okay, so wait, let's take it a step further, right? Let's just say that didn't happen, and let's say she invited the coworkers over for something. Were you going to tell them that you're living with your friend? Y'all been together 2 years and y'all live together. Were you going to do that? No, see, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like how far was she gonna take the lie? Is the whole
She
jump
was
for
going to
real.
take it far, like, and then you can I mean, basically you're not, and because he's Indian. Wow, that's crazy. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
that's nuts. That's
Like
insane.
like in a way, that's kinda a fiance in a way. Cause like 2 years
Mm,
of some time. Like that ain't a
yeah,
little bit. Y'all went through some stuff. Y'all been through it and whatever the
right.
case.
And they probably were talking about marriage. Why? But and wait, I got a question, right? So in 2 years, right? I would imagine that like you've met the parents. If you can meet the parents and they're okay, why do the colleagues matter?
Yeah, she got her her yeah, nah.
Her
her
priorities
priorities
all
mixed up.
that's
Yeah.
insane.
Her brain
What
But
cookies.
was that the only update?
basically, it's a whole thing, but I kind of summarized it. But it's basically saying that he's at a friend's house and they had an argument, and then she was crying out, saying, "I don't understand, like, why something minor can make me break up and throw away a good thing,"
Minor.
and then she said she loves him and that if it's important, she will change her workplace. I told her I would need to think about things, but I cannot be with her right now. My brain honestly just feels like a jumble right now. And then what else was happening? She said, "Oh, I guess it was about them making Indian jokes and being racist. So I guess that's why she, what you call it? That's why she introduced him as a friend." She said almost one third of the older memes they shared were Indians, dirty, uncivilized, or Indian horny creeps, and they share those a
So
lot.
so why would she even go out with them? Why would you even entertain them? I wouldn't go out with anybody that did that. Are you kidding?
And then she
No, that was
said,
just the racist
"But
jokes. Like that was the jokes her friends was making.
yeah." So
Wait, yeah,
then,
wait.
but
I'm confused. Like the colleagues? That's what.
the colleague, like they have a group chat with the girlfriend, and I guess they be sending like racist Indian memes in it all the time. So that's
Yeah. So
why
what
she,
I'm saying is like, why would she even like? I wouldn't talk to them outside of work.
Right.
Yeah,
I'd
no
have
But
facts. Why are they friends? She probably trying to rank up, and that's what's cooking her. Her career is what's cooking her.
bro, ain't I'm not. Absolutely not. That's crazy.
then she said, I mean, no, he said, why did she not tell me all this earlier? She felt that it would make me dislike her coworkers who are otherwise actually nice people, and I would feel bad that she works
Oh,
with them.
okay, so that's just like that TikTok sound. I can excuse racism by drawing a line of animal cruelty. You like you can excuse
You excuse
racism.
racism.
I'm sorry, racist people are bad people.
Yes, yes, and I stand on that.
They are.
I stand on that. Because
So
it's one of them things like you're hating a group off of something they can't control. Yeah, no, yeah, no, hell no.
that's crazy. Like, why would you even? No, I'm sorry. And to keep it a buck, whether it's on the clock or off the clock, that's HR. Because I'm sure they're making these jokes at work too. That's HR. Now, if they show, let's say if somebody in that group decides to snitch on you, now it looks like you're complicit and your ass is fired now,
All right.
dude. That's crazy. Yeah, he needs to wherever he's staying at. Tell him stay there and find a new girlfriend because she cooked. She's big
Yeah.
cooked.
Co-worker, she available.
Wait a minute. If they send the racist jokes in the group, why she flirting? That's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't know, dog. Ain't none of my business. I know that.
Mm.
All in all, though, that ends our segment on Am I the Asshole? Both stories, neither party was in the wrong, I don't feel like. Maybe a little bit of micro cheating by the second story, but the first story, you know, that little kid, nothing.
Wait,
Um,
wait, what was
Good.
micro cheating?
And him flirting with the girl.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
she cheated
Look,
on her own life. She played
she,
herself.
he said, "I'm a single man right now. We friends, cool. Say no more." I'd have
She
just said, "Look,
stamped it.
keep it
She stamped
right."
it.
I'd have showed you how single I am. Watch this.
Yeah, I don't see no reputable reasons or anything for that lady. She got to go.
Yeah. Like
That's
two things can
facts.
be true at once. He was wrong, but she's like, if he's wrong, I don't even know what to call what she did.
She's
That's
Right.
insane.
dead wrong.
Like, racism is crazy. So you can excuse racism. They're
Right.
outside of the racist jokes. Outside of them being a part of the clan, they're good people. Like what?
Yeah, they cook this really good souffle.
Like, bro, what? Oh, Jenna has a visitor.
Mm.
Who was it?
I don't know. They keep knocking at the door. And I said what, but they won't answer. But anyway,
Uh,
what was I gonna say? But yeah, that wraps up Am I the Asshole? And it also wraps up this episode. This is episode 8.
I can't even count that high, so I don't know.
Anyway, holding our people back. Um,
Wow, so you're racist too. Type.
Mm.
call it what you want. Anyway, that wraps up episode 8. We went over Love Island. We went over Ocean Gate, and we were talking about Love Island and like the relationships and stuff like that. Also, we went over the potential of TikTok no longer being an app anymore, and it's going to turn into a US version of it, which everyone needs to keep an eye out for because TikTok. I don't think with that happening, I think that represents more than just like an app. I think that's just going to represent like
It
censorship as a country as a
it
whole.
represents my 13th reason. So just keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
but that's basically it. Ty Menaja, any last thoughts or anything?
Um, if TikTok goes away, every single senator, every single representative, and the current president of the United States, they will be tape number one. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, Ty here.
We need everybody in the city of Philadelphia to pick up your trash and stop being an idiot. And also the government.
Yes.
That's real. That's real. But Menaja, where can the people find you at?
Menage Monet with two Y's on all social media platforms. And in 10 years, you'll be able to find me in the Cubs front office as their president of baseball operations.
Period. Ty, where can the people find you?
High euros, Thai euros, 5 euros, buy euros.
You know what? He sat there and thought about doing that, and you know
I
what?
was smiling when I was thinking about it too. Yes, I was
I
excited
love
for
it. That was the most premeditated like outro I've ever seen in my life.
it. You feel me?
And y'all can find your boy at Jocelyn05 on basically anything except for Twitch. That has the underscore on it because someone has my name, but that's neither here or there. Appreciate everyone tuning in to episode 8. 2 more episodes to episode 10, longest podcast that I've ever had. And yeah, peace out.
I'm crying.